Going live.
Hey guys, we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming for some breaking news.
Wait, 1 sec.
What happened? Do we have technical difficulties?
Yeah.
We're back.
Yeah, as always, live videos are tricky, but I was sitting at my computer just happily doing the everyday work, and we get an email from Ford with this.
Holy cow, 2018 Ford F-150 power numbers and an Expedition announcement, right?
Yeah, all of a sudden, for no reason, on a, what is this day?
Thursday morning,
Ford decides to reveal the big numbers on their new F-150. So let's start with those numbers, Andre, and they are pretty substantial increases.
Yeah, well, so we first saw these engines in Detroit at the Detroit Auto Show this January.
Yeah, we went to a special private secret screening.
Yes, and they also, they had the engines on the main show floor, and they only announced this new engine, the base 3.3 liter V6, which is actually a smaller displacement now this year.
Yep.
But they're boosting the power, 290 horsepower and 265 pound-feet of torque on the new base naturally aspirated V6.
So plus 8 and plus 12.
Yeah, it's a nice little bump.
Yeah, from the old base engine.
Yeah. It's a nice little bump.
I mean, look at that. That's 390 horsepower from a base 6-cylinder.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
290. Yep.
I mean, we're sitting here with Rusty Boy, right?
1974.
Yeah, which ostensibly we don't know has a 390, right?
Yeah, or 360.
Or 360. Well, the owner who sold it to us said 390. But if this thing was putting out 200 horsepower as a top line, then it was too much. And now it's probably putting out like.
Well, it's tired.
50, yeah.
Yes.
And so now the base engine gets a 290 horsepower 6-cylinder 3.3 liter. That's
and that's dual injection. So Ford is moving completely to direct and port injection on all of their engines, actually. So that's really interesting. And
They see you. I got it. I see them up here.
All right, you got the comments? Yeah, because read us comments because we want to answer. We want to have this as a
let us know your comments or questions. And of course, we haven't had a chance to drive any of these engines yet. This is just coming out. And the F-150 for 2018 will be on sale this fall.
Yep.
They're coming out in the fall.
Yeah, so they're coming soon. Let's talk about the next one, the two baby EcoBoost, the 2.7 liter. That's gone to 325 horsepower and 400 pound-foot of torque. So they've kept the horsepower the same, and they've increased the torque, which is crazy because that is already the fastest drag strip truck. You'd think the 3.5 be faster, but actually the 2.7 as a drag strip truck is much faster because it's lighter and
it's just smaller. It's lighter and smaller. And you tested it against an EcoDiesel, I remember a couple of years back. And that was the quickest truck we've ever tested. That was a super cab, so a shorter cab version, all-wheel drive. That was like under 7 seconds.
I know. It was a 6
at
second
a mile
truck.
above sea level.
Yeah.
And now they boosted the torque.
Yeah, there's a fun video on our truck channel. You guys should look it up where me and Nathan go drag racing. Basically, Ford set up a little it wasn't a drag race, but it was a little
like
bit
a
of
parking lot area.
Drag race, yeah. Where Nathan's in this thing and he comes out of it and he's like, wow, man, I can't believe that.
And now it's more powerful.
Now it's more powerful, yeah. And of course,
but I'm excited about this.
Yeah, the big 5-liter V8. What are the numbers, Andre?
Well, 395 and 400 pound-feet of torque.
Plus 10, plus 13.
Yeah, and they're doing kind of the same strategy. They're using dual injection, and also they're using some technologies from the Mustang Shelby. So, some of the coatings in the engine, and they're improving the technology of the V8 to boost the power numbers, and that's a pretty good number.
That's a lot of power for a Coyote, man. Yeah, that's a lot of power. Tommy, any questions that people are asking while we are here?
Yep, there's only really one question that keeps asking over and over.
Which is?
What's
diesel?
The power number on the diesel?
It's not been announced.
Yeah, we actually, that was the very first question we had. They haven't said anything about the diesel, but it's the same diesel that's in the Range Rover.
Yes.
And I don't know off the top of my head what that power number is.
Well, it's around like 250 horsepower and about 440-ish pound-feet of torque in the Range Rover, Land Rovers. But the only thing that Ford has said about the diesel, it's available in 2018 spring, in the spring.
So we're still
about a year.
Yeah, we're still a year out, and they're going to want to focus on these before they actually go to the...
and diesels are not very popular at this moment.
Yeah, there's a really interesting story that we're working on TFL Truck, actually, and the company, this is also breaking news, the company, or at least a scientist to do the testing on the Dieselgate story.
On the VW?
Yeah, also tested the Ram EcoDiesel and Jeep EcoDiesel, and they found something that's quite interesting. They found that it pollutes 20 times more than it does on a dyno.
Or that what's
Which
legally,
is what the EPA is alleging is happening. So this company, the news just came out, has discovered that perhaps there was some discrepancy between what FCA and RAM are saying and what the actual truck gets when it's on the highway being tested with gear that's, you know, in real life, real world situations.
Mobile, yeah.
Not on a dyno. So yeah, will there ever be an EcoDiesel for sale? I don't know, dude. It's already June.
And Ford is still saying, I mean, today's release said the diesel will be available in the spring of 2018, so Ford is still working on it. We don't know the final specs on that engine yet.
And these two numbers have not changed.
Right, so the big EcoBoost V6s, the 3.5 and the Raptor version of the high output version are the same power numbers. 375, 470, and 450, 510.
Yeah, it's interesting that, you know, here we have more horsepower
In the V8?
but less torque.
Mhm.
So, you know, I'm thinking if we get a lot of questions. So if you're looking for the ultimate tow rig, this is still the one to get because towing's about torque, not about horsepower.
Right, but we've tested actually both of these trucks in the previous year, and the V8 still doesn't do too bad at high altitude. So I'm really pleased to see that they're boosting the power in the V8.
Let's talk about the big Expedition news, which is what, Andre?
Yes, well, the Expedition is all new for 2018, right?
Yep.
And Ford just announced that an FX4 version is coming up.
There's never been an FX4.
Nope.
They're calling it the ultimate off-road SUV.
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to test it up
Yeah.
one of our many off-road trails. And the horsepower is quite exceptional. It's obviously a 3.5 liter
EcoBoost. Yeah, and it's the same power as an F-150 if you look at the base trim levels. So the lower trim levels, XL, XLT, and also limited at 375 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. But if you get the platinum version,
Yep.
they will boost that EcoBoost. Boost the EcoBoost?
So boost the EcoBoost.
To 400 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque. But there's a catch.
There's always a catch.
93 octane.
Yeah, so on 87 octane, you're going to get 375.
Right.
On 93 octane, you're going to get 400. And obviously, that has to do with just how much potential energy there is in the fuel.
And I know somebody, Charlotte is actually working on a story about octane.
She's doing a chemistry of cars where we're going to ask the question, do you really need to put premium fuel in your car to get the best horsepower numbers?
Right.
So that's coming up very soon on the Fast Lane Car. Chemistry of Cars, it's a new series that we're doing. Check it out, guys. Any more questions, Tommy, or comments?
Yeah, they all want to know towing numbers.
The towing numbers, you know, I think that some of the towing numbers were unveiled on the Expedition. It was around 9,300 pounds, which is actually quite good for an SUV. I don't remember seeing them on the F-150 yet. But I wanted to say something else about the FX4 Expedition. Chevy has a Z71 package on their Tahoes
Yeah.
and Suburbans. So I think, I mean, Ford saw that, and I'm sure this is kind of a response to that because GM is having good business selling, off-road.
So exactly,
Image,
Andre,
but it's an image.
What will that mean if you have an FX4? How is that above and beyond a regular 4x4 Expedition? Do we know that?
Well, Michael is writing that story right now.
So go to TFL Truck.
Yeah,
We want to
TFLtruck.com.
get up here with the numbers. So
We have all the details about the FX4, but usually what it means, you get a different tire,
more off-road worthy.
right? But you also get a different look, so a different finish on the wheel. But
A big sticker that says FX4.
Yes, a big sticker. So a lot of it is about image.
Yeah.
You know, I see at the mall Z71 Tahoes every day, right? And they have the beefy tires, with knobbies. And I don't know if people take them off-road though.
So how does this compare to the Silverado 4.2? So as I'm looking at this, the Silverado still has 420 horsepower.
Mhm.
So it's still the most powerful
As far as a standard truck is concerned.
Yeah, so the Silverado still maintains the most powerful truck. And of course, if we're talking about the Ram is way down on horsepower. I think that V8 Hemi is like 375.
Well,
so
so
they're there.
I think they're matching it
They're
actually.
395?
Yeah, so they're matching, but I think the Coyote is almost matching exactly what the 5.7 Hemi is doing.
But in terms of kind of the pecking order, it's still Silverado with the most horsepower, followed by now Ford, followed by Ram. And of course, there is a new Ram 1500 half-ton coming We don't know much about it, but
Right.
there should be a new one. And of course, Chevy is also working on a new Silverado. We don't know what's under the hood.
Right, and a 10-speed automatic,
Right, yeah.
which is also appearing in a lot of these engines. Actually, the base engine still has a 6-speed automatic because it's kind of a value truck for the base engine. But these, including the V8, are getting 10 speeds.
Yeah, and I've driven the 10-speed in the Raptor, and it's crazy because you're like, driving down the road at 45 miles an hour in the Raptor, and all of a sudden you're in 10th gear, and you're like, what? What am I doing in 10th gear?
And it's just idling,
It's
right?
just,
It's
like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and, and I'm doing 45 in 10th gear. And it's because obviously they're trying to keep fuel economy numbers high, so they're trying to keep the engine at its optimum performance in terms of MPG, where it uses the least amount of fuel.
Andre, we have a question for you.
Yeah.
Will the new facelift be applied to the Raptor?
Not for 2018, because there was a recent report, how's the Raptor changing for 2018, and there are a couple of different color options that are coming out, but the face is staying the same, at least for 2018.
And the new Ford trucks obviously don't have just one new face, but there are several new faces depending
Different
on
grills.
Different grills depending on the trim of truck you get.
Well, you were there,
I
right?
was there, yeah.
At the initial unveiling.
Yeah. And I hate this word, but this is what Ford uses, appliques. So there's new appliques, so like on the lid, not the lid, the back of the truck, right?
Oh,
the tailgate.
on
The
the
tailgate,
tailgate.
yeah, you can get like a platinum applique that covers the whole thing.
Yeah, and there's also stamping now.
Yeah.
They stamp their name in it.
Yeah, they've been doing that for a while.
So, yeah.
Toyota's been doing that for a while. And before we say goodbye, you should kind of tell them your big Tundra news that you found out yesterday.
Yeah, so yesterday another story was breaking.
A lot of truck news today and yesterday.
This week. The 2018 model year Toyota Tundra is changing some of its configurations, and when I was looking at that, I noticed that
What happened to the Pro? Yeah.
TRD Pro was no longer listed as an option for 2018. So I called Toyota,
Yeah.
and they confirmed it. They said TRD Pro is being discontinued for that year. I started asking, what does that mean?
2018.
Is there a new truck coming? What can you tell me? Why? They wouldn't disclose future products.
So you're thinking that maybe because there is a new Tundra coming, we saw it. There's a refresh. There's a video of that as well from the Chicago Auto Show this year. So check that out. It's basically a cosmetic refresh, but they have to switch over obviously to it. But the real news here is that there is no TRD Pro, and usually, and I don't know if this is the case, but usually the reason for that is it's not selling.
But another reason for it is that a model changeover.
Yeah.
Because this
Could
happened
be,
with
yeah.
the Tacoma, right? So the Tacoma had a 2015 TRD Pro, then the new truck came out 2016, and the TRD Pro disappeared.
Yeah.
Right? And then the TRD Pro reappeared the following year.
So will there be a new TRD Pro? I'm thinking there will be because
the Raptor's still around.
The Raptor's around. Chevy just came out with their ZR2. So these off-road trucks are extremely popular, and I think Toyota knows that. Any last questions before we say goodbye and go back to writing these stories up for TFL Truck Tommy?
Nope.
Nope. Well, guys.
Well, I wanted to say
Yeah.
something else. I wanted to ask you guys. So the FX4 package and the Z71 package on GM and FX4 and Ford. Do you guys think it's just kind of a look that people are looking for, or are people really taking these trucks off road?
I think at this point, Andre, it's certainly a trend. It's more than just a look, right? People are looking for both for cosmetic reasons and for wanting to go off-road reasons. Ruggedness, yeah, and that's definitely a trend. So there's a lot more rugged trucks on the way. We've just got 2 Nissans. Let's tell them the video that's coming up tomorrow that you just edited.
Yeah, so we actually compared the Titan XD with a diesel.
Can I stop here? Clash of the Titans!
Oh, that's coming up tomorrow on the Fastlane truck. And then the half-ton Titan with a 5.6 liter gas motor. And we took them both on Goldmine Hill.
Don't tell me. You have to watch the video. Don't tell me.
Don't tell me. The whole point
Don't tell
is...
me.
Okay, a couple more questions.
Yes.
Once again, can we confirm towing numbers at this time? Not yet, correct?
On the F-150s?
Yes.
Not at this time.
No, not released yet.
And then we've got a lot of questions. What's going to be your next truck, Andre? Everyone wants to know.
Yeah, so I'm obviously very slow, but this truck right
I know what it's going to be. It's going to be a
It's gonna be a-
Duramax. It's going to be a whole Duramax.
It's going to be a lot of Niva. I'm really searching for a
What year is
Soviet
that?
era
Is it
car.
97 Duramax? Is that your current truck?
My 02.
It's an 02, so that'll be his next truck. an
But
02.
guys, this is the truck that's piquing my interest. The 5-liter with a 10-speed in an F-150. I think this could be really attractive.
I'll bet you $20 it won't be.
It won't be the F-150.
No.
Okay.
I bet you.
Stay tuned.
All right.
I'm
Hey,
sorry.
Tommy, can you please end this live video? We can't turn it off.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, check out tfltruck.com for more news, views, and of course, O2 Duramax
Reviews.
reviews. See you guys next time. Ciao.
Okay, bye.